Yes, yes. Reminisce, reminisce, reminisce. Carrying the traditions of Saint Kofa, because we got to go back and collect what is useful, man. Go by logic. Out here, my brother representing.
Mindbender Supreme.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Black History Month, man. I saw this post, man. Someone saying like, "Hey, look, man, it's Black History 365, but February, man, I'm blackity black."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, like for real.
It's like extra
Tri-
now.
tri-
Now we really, really going in, man.
yeah, triple OG black in February. Yeah, yeah.
True.
But that's the damn truth, man. Like, and it's always like that. I say it every year, and I mean it every year. I'm like, yeah, man. I don't stop being interested in Black history in July or November, but yo,
Yeah, I mean, for me, just on a basic level, like Black history is it's identity. I mean, it's knowledge of self. It's there's certain like nuances that come with the culture and just a people, and to learn all that and to see like, oh, okay, man, what I thought might have just been like an idea of my own is actually like a collective idea. Like many people are thinking and feeling the same thing that I'm doing, so it's reassuring and something I always explain when it comes to like Black history in particular. It's like from an historical standpoint, it's been distorted, it's been erased, it's been whitewashed. There's been so much like interruptions to the history that we need intentional time to like unpack and go through things with like a fine-tooth comb and get to the truth. What I mean? Because the truth is a healing. It's the medicine. Last thing I'll say is it
yes,
reminds me of this bar from a Christian rapper named Bizzle, and he said, so, what does he say? He said, study the lie, and they can make new lies up, but study the truth, and you'll know when a lie comes. And I was just like,
yo,
that's it right there.
yo, that's the eternal fucking
Simple and
escape.
plain.
Yeah,
Bottom line,
yes,
right?
yeah,
So when we know ourselves, when all these things and these narratives that's about Black culture, and just when I go on my social media feed and I see a particular frequency, no judgment, what I mean, but we come from the era of balance, what I mean, where we have like all the flavors, not just one narrative as the entire identity of Black people. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it
yeah.
is, man.
That's for real. And the game of the oppressors really does not change. I don't care what anybody says. Somebody said it was fake, but I'm like, I don't care. I don't believe that it's fake. The Willie Lynch letter from 1619, that shit. I'm like, that's the fucking program they still run to this day. Light skin versus
Yeah.
dark skin, African versus Caribbean, old versus young, man versus woman, like North American black versus American black versus Canadian black, whatever fucking stupid divisions that they want to do, just keep us divided. They keep doing it. And
Yeah.
they did the same shit in the 60s and they're doing the same shit right now. Like it's not, they just like, hey man, as long as people are on it, as long as people aren't reading and aren't learning about oppressive systems in the past and the resistance against them, then we don't need to come up with some new oppression strategy. We'll just use the old one, which is why literally America is repeating so many of the things that 1930s Germany was doing. Like it's actually repeating history.
You
Going
know,
door, ICE is a very, very parallel to
come
Gestapo. Going
on,
door to door.
come
Where are
on.
your immigration papers? We're kicking you out of the country for who you are. Like it's the same fucking goddamn program, goddamn shit. Like same shit. So
Bro, like sitting in today's climate, what I'm saying, where people always wonder like what would have been like back in the Jim Crow days and segregation or whatever. It's like, yeah, we're kind of getting a glimpse, and when people would say, I remember when people would look at Stolen from Africa and say that we're bringing things back. I remember a time
uh
period, what I mean, where it's like, what do you like? Slavery happened such a long time ago. Like, why are you bringing this up? And these agitators and ruffling of feathers, things are smooth. That happened a long time ago. And now, like, where we're at right now, I just kind of chuckle. I'm just like, you see, because like you said, like the system is automated, and
automated.
it's automated. Like, the colonizer learned that, it's more efficient to colonize the mind than physically. You know what I mean? Because that takes a lot of energy, man, to whipping people and control whatever. It's like, hey, man, if we can just get a certain mindset, then shit sells itself.
It's shit sells itself for real. These people will oppress themselves for real, and it goes down to nature. Literally, that
Yeah,
story about if you put a baby elephant on a rope on a stick, then the baby elephant will not escape. And then when the elephant is strong enough to break the stick, it will not do
I
that
know.
if you actually have its mind understanding that it couldn't escape it when it was young. And it's like, yo, the same rope and the same
Yeah,
stick, a massive elephant will not break it. And you're like, yo, that's just unfortunate human nature. And these people exploit like loneliness, lack of community,
everything.
starvation for everything. Exploit religion, exploit politics. Like they just will like, and people are like, we got no choice but to like join along. And it's like, no, actually, like
Yeah,
we gotta just become rebels and just say fuck this shit, yo. Like there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
better way. There's always a better way.
Yeah, and that's what, we just got to keep reminding each other, that, this is where like community comes in, and this, also ties into just like Black History Month, it's that renewal, that reminder of getting back, because the systems of division are evident, just like you said, like you listed like 10 of them, and for each person they're dealing with like 10 of those divisions, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
so there's so much energy that's going like outwards that's not mobilizing. And so, like, for me, February brings us back to this place where, like, it just makes it a little bit more intentional, a little bit more and
Yes,
more intentional.
yo, you're right. You're right, and it's beautiful to see. And like it just every year there's different levels of politics, whatever. And this year it's really important. Like I love it every year. I'm like it's but like Black History Month, I feel like it means more, and it's kind of less celebrated now in the 2020s than it was in the 90s when we were coming up. It was just like
Yeah,
automatic and it was very widespread. But some people are like, "Oh, do we still need it?" Yes, motherfucker, we still need it. Are you kidding? Hell yeah! Like, yo, like
yeah,
if there's always new stories of revolutionaries to tell, there's always new Black history to tell, always. So yeah, like seeing it, and I'm saying this to say like what's happening in Trump America right now. This man is like he erased the black airmen from Tuskegee last year. Like
okay. I've seen that
yo,
he's erasing.
there's
Yo,
a there was a mask of Tuskegee Airmen plaque, and like he took it down, shit like that. It's like fuck you, asshole. That's American history. That's not just Black history. Like these fighter pilots sacrificed for the country, and you're trying to erase their history. No, no, you can eat a dick. So, so yeah, that's why it's vitally important to just keep the traditions alive and keep on keeping.
um yeah, this kind of, as we're talking, this kind of remind me of just like the importance of telling our stories, especially with the rise of AI and fake news and history literally being erased.
Yeah,
Reminds me of that clip that I showed you about the brother who was talking about how, hip hop, when it first came out, it was like hip hop journalism, you know what I mean? And that really
yeah,
stuck me, man, versus what it is now, which is more like propaganda. And I
yeah,
couldn't have said it better myself, because I'm like, that's what it was. The journalism, that's where like the intellect came from, the critical thinking, the analyzing, and wanting to be sharp with it. You know what I mean? It was that journalistic, but I never looked at it that way until it was mentioned. I'm like, yo, that's so true. That's exactly what it was.
yeah. And that's that. Like we used to actually have metaphors to perceive the culture that way. I remember there was a while where people were calling rappers street journalists, and
Yeah,
Chuck D notoriously was like, "Yo, hip hop is the CNN of
CNN.
the
Yeah,
street." And like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, yo, these are really accurate perceptions of the culture. So
yeah.
you're right, and yeah, saying nowadays it's more propaganda, that is so for real because it's just like
It
hip
is.
hop is in fractured, splintered silos where it's just like there's no collective place. Everybody's listening to music together. It's just like just tiny little groups of fan bases, and you just have one artist, and then they have their fans, and then they have their social media feeding it, and it's just like what connects. So that's why it's just like a bunch of
Willie
propaganda.
Lynch, man. Basically, it's Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch propaganda. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's yeah, man, it's just it's a pale, it pales in comparison to what it used to be. It needs to go back to its roots. That's just the real truth. And
Yeah,
I see some people talking about it, because there's, yeah, some people are like, hip hop is doing weird commercially, like it still sells and stuff, but it's just not chart topping in certain ways. But people are like, yo, hip hop still exists. It just doesn't exist in the same industry bullshit that
yeah,
the industry was doing. And like, y'all can't sell it anymore. And we don't
yep,
even
yep,
want to sell it to you anymore. But we just out here in the streets, like living it, not trying to like perpetuate it for a screen or a commercial corporate commodity, or some Hollywood stupid bullshit who wants to do some, or some reality TV show, or some any of the dumb ideas people have tried to make money off hip hop.
yeah. Well, I mean, to me, it's like the cycle. Whenever we get into this space where it's this level of like commercial, like redundant, same sound, whatever. I mean, that's when the lyricism comes up. It reminds me of like the bling bling era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those pretty consistent. There was a lot of jiggy records or whatever, but simultaneously there was like the underground was always like bubbling and more of that like Lupe Fiasco backpack type rap. You know what I mean? What like exists. So I know that it will bubble up to the surface as it always does. There's always
Mhm.
creatives, and to be honest, I've been seeing like like quite a bit of like new artists really come with it, bringing that old school, having fun with hip hop. I mean that like Far Side kind of feel and whatnot, and just having fun with it. Things don't have to be so serious. Things don't always have to be about a op. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you could just rhyme about like a chicken sandwich for all I care. Like,
No,
as long as
straight
it's
up. Yeah,
authentic,
yeah, for
you know,
real. Just rap about going to get a chicken sandwich. That's like,
just
yo, I mean,
day to day
that's what we came
regular.
from. Man, we came from that when Tribe Called Quest does a song called "I Left My Wallet in El Segundo." Just a just a simple,
A
just
scenario. This is what happened.
yeah, yeah. You're right. So I listened to a bit of him. He's doing pretty well. But I got to hear more. And he's like kind of a sign of a bit of a breath of fresh air in hip hop. The dude's name is La Russell. I don't know if you've heard of La Russell,
Yes, I
but
have, man. He's impressive. I really like the way how he's moving and what he's been doing, man, for sure.
yeah, yeah. I'm peeping it a bit. And I'm just like, yo, this is, again, I've only checked a couple of the songs and it didn't blow me away. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm like, one, he's rapping in his own voice and style, which I totally support. You don't
yep,
sound like a Drake wannabe or a Kendrick wannabe or a Lil Wayne wannabe or none
yep,
of that.
yep,
And two, he's telling his life story and just coming from his heart and just being him. Three, he's just totally staying in his own lane. I hear he's got a bunch of backyard concerts. That's like his thing. He does
yeah.
concerts from his backyards and stream. And I'm like,
Okay,
I have nothing but I
bro.
oh bro, I please succeed. I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
You're just like doing organic, independent hip hop. Great. I want you to succeed. So I apparently
yeah.
like he was getting like some selling some $10,000 albums and stuff, and he was on his Nipsey Hustle shit, and it's like, yes, that's the culture always needs dudes like that. So I just love it, just support it and celebrate it.
Peace, peace.
So,
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
but
Um,
yo,
I,
yo, your speaking engagement though, can we, I
yeah, absolutely,
let's
man.
yeah, let's talk about the
With
news. That was big news last week. How do you
yeah,
feel about that? How did it go for you? And
yeah.
then
Like, I
yeah,
mean,
talk
honestly,
about what it was to you.
for sure, for sure. No, it was an incredible experience. You know what I mean? So for those who don't know, like I was part of a speaker slam challenge. About 10 speakers competing, and the topic was going against all odds. And this was an opportunity. It's interesting that it was an opportunity that came to me late in the game. So most of the speakers had a good like at least like 2 to maybe even like 5 months like prep time. I had about 28 days to craft a speech and memorize it, which is something that I've never like done. I've done speaking engagements, but I usually just, I know my themes and concepts, and I just kind of freestyle the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is like full memorizing and under a time constraint of 5 minutes, and to talk about something. So the whole process for me was wild, because the topic I landed on, I had like two other topics before, and then because I was writing some stuff, and I was like writing from the place of what I thought people may want to hear. You know what I mean? Going against the odds, like, and the trauma and this and that. And but I was like, okay, like, what do I actually need to say? What do I need to like release? And so that when I went more inward, that's when I came up with the idea of like, hey, I'm gonna talk about my experience becoming a father. Something I haven't really
Mhm.
spoken out loud, but it was something that I knew that I need to release. Enough time has passed where I can talk about it maturely without having entitled emotions that sometimes these circumstances do bring up. um but now looking back, I knew I was able to like speak about it in a way that isn't blaming, but it's just about responsibility and just kind of like, hey, this is my experience, kind of deal. So yeah, so I did that, and the writing process um was a lot. I like rewrote it multiple times, switching up the words, and to be honest, like, I haven't sat down and written something like that intentionally in a long time. So it was also bringing up a lot of like past, like emotions and mindsets, like all those times in the studio, spending hours like writing verses and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, this is what we used to do, like on the regular. This was our lives, man. Like, record music, burn CDs, go down on Queen Street and sell them. So it's bringing up a lot of different kinds of emotions. And then of course, the subject matter, of me, being like literally kicked out of the hospital on the day my daughter was born. That's something that's pretty heavy. You know what I'm saying? And
It was big to hear,
yeah.
yo. You dropped some major bombs on there, and I was like, wow, this is brave and this is brilliant.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, like even just like saying that out loud was such like a release for me, and just being vulnerable. And like I said, it's not like a blame, or like I don't have any like malice or heavy feelings towards like my daughter's mother, or anything like that. In the past, yes, absolutely, what I'm saying, but I've like healed him, and looked at things from a different perspective. And that's why I had this line where we're in the hospital room, and I'm trying to like get some understanding and trying to work things out, but she just gave birth, and that's probably not the best time to bring this topic right there. You know what I mean? So that's something that I looked back in retrospect to be like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I could have handled that differently or whatever. But in the moment, I get it. I was just based on the circumstances, I was trying to like figure out what to do. I'm just kind of floating or whatever. So can understand that. But yeah, the whole process was stressful. I'm gonna be real with you. Memorizing a script in a short time, and within that 5 minute like frame, was definitely a challenge, because it would depend on how fast I would say certain parts, and then certain parts needed to be slowed down and paused and whatever. So figuring all that out in like 28 days was a lot. If I had like 3 months, I feel like I would have really had more of a solid structure or whatever. But with all that being said, I thought I did like phenomenal. I came in fourth,
Yeah.
by a point five. You know what I mean? So that's what's
Oh,
crazy. So when I when I got the text and saying like, yeah, like you missed like third by like a point five, I was like, wow. So
yo. So
so
you're
it shows
almost
that,
top three.
yeah, so it shows that, at least for me, that, trusting my intuition and speaking from the heart landed really well. And the feedback that I got from people, um, the DMs and messages and whatnot, it's real. So I'm just happy that the message was clear and concise. Like, it wasn't a bunch of words, and like that people could actually follow like what I'm, follow me through this journey and where I'm at right now. So I'm just happy for that. That's always my end goal. It's like, did it land? You know what I'm saying? Like, just want to make sure it landed, and based on responses, it landed, But that experience was a lot, Not to mention, also the last thing I'll say is on the way leading up to it, like, it usually from my place, it will take me about like 45 minutes to get to Lula Lounge, and it took me almost like an hour and a half, maybe more, in the snow. So I was like,
Mm.
being all like worried I was going to be late, and I get to the venue, and it's just like the camera guy and meeting this person. I'm just like, yo, I need like 5 minutes just to kind of like. So
Yeah, to
everything was
center.
just like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, everything was just so boom, boom, boom. I'm just glad that I was able to say my entire speech without like going blank. Like
Hmm.
parts of it, I feel like it was like an outer body experience. Like I wasn't fully
Yeah.
there. It was just pure subconscious, just leading. So, but no, I feel great about it, and I'm excited to do more of that. Just being creative, being expressive, right? Yeah,
It was amazing, man. I'm glad you were very expressive and you dropped jewels. It was a mix of hip hop and spoken word
got to.
and just education. It was storytelling. It was just you
Yeah,
just really took us on a journey, and it was edutainment, man. It
love
was
it, man. That's
edutainment. It was
peace.
dope. It was dope. I was there with your moms. Your
Yeah,
moms was there, and she was being mad hype too. It was dope.
yeah,
And yeah, like I thought I could only see four of them, but I did not even front of the four that I saw. And
right.
unfortunately, I had to rush out. I mean, I'm so happy I got to see
No, that,
you.
no, that was fortunately. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're like a mall. You're able to be at like five different venues in the same night. So,
Yo, I'm trying. So yeah, I mean, I definitely had to support you, and at the same time, I was also happy that I could go over and support Mishimi and Maestro and Museon
just talking
for
about museum.
the Canada Post stamp that's just been issued. So
Okay,
it's really amazing. Shout out to Museon from Quebec, French hip hop group. I'm pretty sure they're Haitian.
French Fuji's, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Canadian Fuji. And
Wow,
Mishi and Maestro were there. So I supported
dope.
from you, and then was this awesome, dope homegirl in the Uber, um, and we're talking and stuff, and she was actually from the Ukraine, and then we
Okay,
drove over, and she was teaching me Ukrainian, and then
that's what's up.
and then I get to the Maestro event, and it was actually the doors were locked. I was like, oh fuck, I hope I can get in. So I was like running around, and then I found a side door and I snuck in, and the ceremony was already going down. Um, Mishy's on stage, Muson's in the middle, and then Maestro's on the left. And
Yeah,
yeah, I missed Maestro's part of the speech where he was thanking the crowd, but I saw Mishy's, and I got that on tape, and I saw Muson, and it was really dope. Just at the end, they had little finger foods and stuff, and there were some real ones in the crowd. Toronto OGs, Motion was there, Cardinal was there, Ron Nelson.
yeah.
Big up to Mel Boogie who got me in there. Mad love to Mel Boogie every time.
Jeez, big up, big up, big up.
And yeah, Maestro's parents were there, and when I see Maestro's parents, I just like salute them.
That's fire, man.
Like
Oh
you,
man,
yeah, they're like these two just classic Caribbean parents,
I
and I'm
know.
just like,
You
you are
salute.
Canadian, you are Canadian royalty to me. You are two black, just a great black Caribbean family. I salute
Yeah,
you on every level of it. You're Canadian history. Without what you have done, I cannot even contemplate what this
yeah.
place
No,
was.
it's fire, man.
So it was dope. And yeah, I got some awesome pictures with Mishi, and shout out to Merciless was there, and he told me that Ghost Race was canceled, and there were some good people were there. Cardi was there. He was cool. And yeah, it was dope. It was dope. So it was pretty quick too. Yeah, it was like it was over pretty quick. And oh, actually, hold on. I'll show you the stuff.
Okay, yeah, yeah. See the stamps, because like it's funny.
Yeah,
Like
I got some.
as you're bringing up the stamps, it's like I wonder, do people even send letters anymore? Like maybe we should start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like forget sending text messages, man. We're gonna send like letters. You know what I'm saying? Like handwritten letters.
Yo, that's real. Yo, well, this will inspire. Yeah, I sent a letter last year to a friend in the States, but yeah, you're right. Like this will inspire more.
Oh,
So
you
they
got
give
like
you
a
a whole
whole kit?
box.
Like what?
Yeah. Yo, I got one for you, man.
Say word. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I literally
My dudes,
ran in
man.
and I was
Love,
like,
love.
Yo, because I said it to them. I was like, "Hey, I would have been here with one of my friends from the Reminisce show, but he's got a speaking engagement right now. Can I
Yeah.
get one of these extra boxes?" And they're like, "Yes, for sure." So
Oh my
I
guy,
totally,
man.
I
Salute.
got one for you, bro. Like I have an extra one
Hey,
there.
love,
So
love, love.
yeah,
So like how
yo,
many
this is
stamps does it come with?
um. Let me see. I haven't even opened it yet. It comes with this big poster.
Okay.
It comes with this big poster. So there's this, but
Yeah.
I haven't even opened the stamps yet. Honest, they're right. Yeah, I see this picture. Bam,
Yeah.
pretty dope. But
Fire.
yeah. Well, here I can just show you one of the stamps. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. The maestro.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
Nice.
and let me see.
Yeah, no, that's proper, man. Like it was so interesting to see how many people do not know about Wait, is it Muzion or Museon? Like, what's like the correct
I think it's Musion or Musion.
Museon?
Yeah, Musion. I think that's how they
Museon.
say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
Musion.
Museon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Well, you know what? Like, because for me, you know, and for a lot of us growing up, when it comes to like music and how we get like exposed to different like sounds and whatnot, because much music had different shows, like, and there was a show called French Kiss. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember French Kiss, because like French Kiss would have like of course the francophone songs or whatever, but every now and then they'll throw in like a one or two like French hip hop, and I just be like, what?
yeah,
And to this day I've never seen a whack um French francophone like hip hop record. They always had the instrumentals with like the strings and the classical sound, like Exhibit, and they just killed it, man. They just had a certain sound to them, and I was like, yo, I'm like, all right, Domatique, you know what I'm saying?
yo, that was so
You
real.
know,
French hip hop usually had better beats than English
they
hip
did,
hop, like just
and
on a regular. I'm like, I
on the
don't
regular,
fully know what they're saying, but I'm like, yo, this beat is fire.
and the
So many
videos
times,
too. And
yeah,
the videos,
yeah,
because like Montreal, even the way how it looks, it looks American. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like just like the setting, like you're like, where are they? This is Canada? Like, where is this?
Word, that's real. Yes, yes. So yeah, it was
No,
dope.
that's
It was
another
dope.
shit there.
It
That's
was a
dope.
good event, and yeah, and it just it was real. They're serving food, and then Mishi Me was just playing some music at the end. Not Mishi Me, Mel Boogie's playing some dope music at the
Mel
end.
Boogie.
Mel Boogie, so shout out Bugs, and yeah, it was good. Yeah, Cardi was there. He just came back from Paris. He was cool. He was cool. Good energy. And
Hey,
yeah,
that's
yo, it was just yeah, it was a good Canadian hip hop thing. I actually the next day I was really proud of being there and whatever. And I saw it circulating on social media, and I was like, I was happy to be like, yo, I was there. This was like a legendary moment because a lot of people in the States were like, yo, they would never do that down here. And Chuck D ended up chiming in because of Chuck D's very famous line, most of my heroes don't appear on no stamp. So I
mhm.
ended up writing a tweet. I was like, most of my heroes don't appear on no stamp. And then I said in capital letters, except for Mishi Me and Maestro. And then I actually I did an at sign, added Chuck D to the tweet, and then he retweeted it, and like like a bunch of people retweeted it. So and yeah, I shared the picture of me hugging Mishi in front of her stamp and
Yeah, yeah, no.
with Maestro. So and yeah, Chuck D actually for quite a few days, he was really bigging it up. He was like, I'm really proud of Mishi. This is amazing that they've done this. I rapped about, you know, hearing on stamps, but actually sometimes it does happen. And this is salute to Canada. They're doing this. And yeah, or even Ernie Panicoli
Yeah.
bigged her up.
Like just seeing this, because I'm like, okay, how could we leverage this stamp vibe? Because stamps are great, but when I think of like how messages get, sent, a lot of it's like digitized and whatnot. I see this as this is just like a random idea. I always got ideas, but I see this as an opportunity to kind of like build up like literacy skills. Like, because I know that, for example, Stro, I know that he's nominated for his children's book, and like, he's doing stuff with the youth and whatnot. I think this could be an opportunity, with the partnership with Canada Post, go to a bunch of schools and where, students can like mail out letters, even if it's to like other students or whatever. Or maybe you're sending letters to like a family member. Send it to your grandma, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo,
mom,
for real.
whatever. But just getting into that process, you know what I mean? And even for some of these students to even receive mail, you know what I mean? Like, and just to kind of like
Yes.
slow things down a bit, like just that feeling of like a handwritten letter, like that's like a rare artifact these days. Like people don't even know what that even means, So I think it's an opportunity,
And
man. So free idea, man, make it happen.
yo, you're so right. You're so right. And it's you just made I just had a parallel where I'm like, yo, and especially I'm seeing that some of this AI stuff is starting to lose some money because it's like not everybody. I like the way people are criticizing the one aspect of AI. They're like, AI should be used to cure cancer and like and fix factories and do labor. AI shouldn't be used to make paintings and to create artistry that is based on human experience because
Right.
the robot is not alive. So somebody
That's a
people
good
were
angle.
saying,
I like that, man. Word.
yeah, they were like yo, use these. Like nobody said we see this technology, it exists, but like art is for humanity. We want the imperfections. We want the fingerprints on the canvas. We want
Yes.
vocal takes with glitches in them and stuff.
Yes.
That's actual. That's we want breaths. And AI doesn't do actual living, actual experience of human stories. So
Ooh,
that's
bars.
kind of yeah. I was like, and I'm like, yo, that's where because I'm like, I don't want. I'm not ignorant of the evolution of technology. I appreciate it. I'm like, yo, progressive thought is amazing. This is evolution. It's cool. But it's
Yup.
also like, yo, there's certain things that we don't need to do and certain invention. And I was saying this in parallel to the stamps, like slowing down to write a handwritten letter, it just has so much more emotional investment
Yes.
and meaning than the exact same words written in a text and sent with a text or in an email. But you see somebody's handwriting and put an envelope with a stamp and you get it in the mail, you're like, God damn, they really took the time. And I was just comparing it to like we have so much fast food and whatever these days, and we can get shit delivered to our door or whatever, but like there is still value to like a roast that sits for 20 hours
Yeah.
and just like you just there's certain food, it's
A
just like
different kind of it's a different
it
experience.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter what
Falls off the
you're doing.
bone,
Like
man.
this takes this takes 2 days to do. Like it does, you can't speed this up. It doesn't matter how where technology goes. Like to prepare this meal right, you need to take time. And that's just thank you, nature,
Yeah.
for reminding us of
Yeah.
that. And
Last
my
thing I was saying
rant is
on this letter vibe, because this remind me of like when my grandmother passed away, I got some documents, like that was, from my grandfather. And in that was a letter from my grandfather's father, so my great grandfather, a
oh
handwritten letter from like 1970 or whatever. And I read it. It's so interesting because, like, to me, this is like this is pioneer texting. You know what I mean? Like, where you would have to send a letter,
yeah,
and you might take 3 weeks to get it. Because, like, I'm reading what he's talking about. He's just like, hey, just checking in. Glad you settled down in Canada. Everything is same old same over here. And then he goes and talks and mentions about how he got word that a family member like died or was like killed or something like that, only to realize that like it wasn't him, and then it was like somebody else, and like that's as far as like the letter went. Like that
wow,
that's like the text messages. You know what I mean? Like it's I
yo,
like reading it, I can just picture him just writing. It's like, wait, what is something interesting I can tell him? You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, that's
yeah,
pretty interesting. And then you
yeah,
send it off.
yeah. Here's some local news.
Yeah, some local news. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're
Like I got the call. I got the call
right,
that
man.
Betty died, and then it wasn't her. It's like,
Yo, if I
uh,
really, oh,
OG
Jesus
text
Christ.
messages, yo.
Yo, you're so early when I went to see my mom and stuff. And when I went to see my mom for Christmas just past year, she actually gifted me with some letter. And I, from mother's mother in Jamaica, actually got a letter from her. that really means the world
Oh,
for me because she lived in Brooklyn, and I remember visiting her when I was in grade 9, and she passed not long after. So
mm,
I just got a letter from her that was written, and she even was like talking about me in a bit. I was like, oh, this is dope, and this is from 1998. So it's just, I've just got her letter, and it's her handwriting, and it's just a memento from her. So it's the precious, and yeah, it couldn't happen if it was at the. But yeah, big up.
yeah, that's it. See? Yeah, yeah. So, hey, man, Stro, Mishi, anybody listening, man, like, hey, you leverage this. I think Canada Post would get behind it, encouraging a new generation to be sending letters and just
Word.
like to get that experience, kind of slow things down where it's like it's not going to be an instant message, man. You might get that letter in 3 days. That text message is going to arrive in 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's like, just wait. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, the Far Side show happened. Talk about it a bit. Far Side was
Yeah.
hype. Yeah, they were here Friday, and it was really dope. It was really
Okay.
dope because when we did the Far Side interview last time, that was an awesome interview that we got to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had my Far Side shirt, and I got Imani and Slim Kid in it, but Fat Lip was not nowhere to be found. What
Oh.
happens? And I brought my shirt. I was like, yo, man, if there's one thing that I want to get done on this night, is to get Fat Lips autograph. So the show was amazing. It was really hype. It was a little shorter than the one that we saw together. They did, I think,
Okay.
2 or 3 songs less, but it was still super high energy, fantastic. And then at the very end, it was really dope. I just saw Fat Lip just kind of walking around, and I just pulled my shirt out. I was like, "Yo!" I laid it on the stage, and he saw it, and he just runs over and just.
Right.
I handed him my big Sharpie and this Fat Lip. I was like, "Yes!" So I've got all the autographs on my Far Side shirt now. And one thing I do want to say, it was really special at the end of the show. They ended it off with "She Said." It's a beautiful song, and then Slim Kid is just pouring his heart out on stage about how his mother just passed recently.
Oh.
And then honestly, it was really 3 minutes long where he's just standing there, and he's like, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my mom. Can we have a moment? And everybody
Mm.
cheered. And then he just kept going. He's just pouring his heart out, and he starts crying. He's like,
We
yo, I
need
really
that,
miss
man.
her.
Yes.
And it was so real. Like it was just catharsis for him, and it was beautiful. And, his roadie just came on stage and was just like, bro, man, and just like grabbed him and hugged him, and then just like pulled him off stage, and like that's how the show ended. He was just like gushing his heart out,
Yeah.
missing his mom. It was beautiful, but it was also like, oh my god, heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I love those kinds of like expressions, like more than ever, especially since we're coming from like the era where you don't really see men expressing like that. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that, man. Like that's the problem. Like, we everything is so like curated and polished. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. Like it's all right, man, to be real. It's all right to be vulnerable and when things are not okay. You know what I mean? Because that's life, So
Hmm.
yeah, man,
That's
rate
so
it.
real, man. It's so real. It was so like real life experience happening. So it was a beautiful show. Farside killed it, and yeah, I was so happy to be there and get the
Mhm.
autograph. So
Dope, man.
yeah,
Dope.
Ghost unfortunately got canceled. Um, what else is popping? What else is happening in the news? Yo, shout out that Michael Jackson trailer. I just want to give a shout
Oh
out.
yes, yes, you're bringing it up,
Michael
man.
Jackson.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
man. What's
So
going on with that
so
trailer?
so it's amazing because the director is Antoine Fuqua, the director of Training Day. So it's a black movie
Okay.
director, thank God.
I
Yeah,
get it.
and in the trailer, Coleman Domingo is playing Joe Jackson, and Nia Long
Uh,
plays um, Catherine Jackson plays the mom. So Coleman Domingo looks really awesome. He looks. There's a moment between him and there's like a Michael's like, I need a moment to think, and then Coleman is like, I told you what to think. It was just like this ill. They look like they're really showing some beautiful Jackson 5 conflict
okay.
build up. It looks spectacular. It looks really well done, and it's gonna be easily $1 billion movie. It's gonna be a massive thing this year. It drops on April 26th, so it's not too far from.
Ooh, okay, let's get it,
Yeah,
man.
2 months away. We 2 months away, and I'm here. I'm super Michael Jackson super freak, and I'm just fanning out online with a bunch of people who are like, "Yo, oh, what are we gonna wear to the premiere? It's got to be glittery and expensive, and we showing out for Michael." So it's gonna be a really hype movie
Yeah,
experience. Michael
I'm gonna look
Michael
out for
Mania is pretty
that,
intense.
man. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's what's
yo,
up, man. That's
looks
what's up.
phenomenal. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. You know what I mean? Because
So
I
yeah,
know you got that critical eye. You know.
yeah, and yeah, I definitely I wouldn't accept no bullshit involving Mike. I love trying to way, but it looks like they did some shit that was not done for the Biggie movie and the Tupac movie. Like those, they got guys who look like Biggie and Tupac, but there's yeah. Some of
Yeah.
they cut some corners and some of it looked a little cheap and it didn't look cared about the story exact. We're not
Mhm.
looking back at Notorious or All Eyes on Me. Like I watched those when they came out, but I'm not gonna watch them again. This Michael movie, I'm gonna be watching multiple
Yeah.
times.
No, I'll tell you this, man. That Pac movie when that one came out, All Eyes on Me. Listen, I'm a Pac. I cried when he died. You know what I mean on some real shit. But I was in the theater
Sure.
watching that movie and I fell asleep, fam. I fell asleep,
Mm.
and I don't fall asleep to movies, man. I fell asleep in that movie. Like I was not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like okay though, but like for the magnitude of Pac, I was like, this is an injustice, man. Like y'all ain't even like you guys don't even have a clue. You know what I'm saying?
That part, that part, for the magnitude of Pac, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all did something, but like, yo, man, fuck this
Y'all did
shit.
something. Something. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
So
real.
yeah. So this, shout out to Michael. This looks good. But yeah, man. What else on your radar? Anything? What else popping?
Well, I mean, not necessarily hip hop related, but the Toronto Black Film Festival is on its way, and we'll definitely be there. I think I got some tickets to opening night, so I'll let you know when that's happening. Might be
Okay.
like next week. Might be next. I'll figure that out. And I know there's always like a list of great movies and guests and whatnot. They usually do it proper, man. So big up to Toronto Black Film Festival, always representing and always reaching out to us. Like keeping SFA in the loop. You know what I mean? That's love. It's that community energy that we speak about. So yeah, man.
Word up. Word up. Gotta celebrate that black film. Oh, real quick. There is a black film to keep. I want to give a little bit of a big up to. Um, and it's also going through some fuckery right now. Like this isn't
Mm,
even conspiracy or nothing. There is like a
okay.
concerted effort to shit on some black film, and it's whack. So Sent made a movie called Moses the Black. It's
Okay.
black. It stars Omar Epps. It stars Quavo. It stars Wiz Khalifa, and it stars like another black actor.
Okay.
And I of like a black guy who goes to jail, but he like is reformed in jail, and he wants to like
So yeah.
do some changing of the prison system, or he just it's just some story of like a redemption story of us.
Yeah.
And it ties with the incarceration system, but So 50 Cent put this movie out. I saw the trailer. It just came out like in January. It was supposed to be distributed in England, and there was like all over. But the people in England were talking about, like, they showed up to the theater, and the theater had canceled the screenings of it. And they're like, "Yo, what do you? We came here to support this like independent black film that was like
Yeah,
advertised to be shown here." And
right.
they show up, and they're like, "Oh, this the movie got canceled." And they're like, "Yo, what do you what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we mean you
Yeah,
canceled the screening?" So like, and they're like, "Oh, you know, some bullshit ass excuse. Oh, blah blah blah, distributor, some stupid bullshit." But so the actors
wow.
actually saw them. They're like, "Yes, we made a great movie. We're just trying to get it seen in the independent system now in theaters and stuff. And movie theaters are actively shitting on us because it's like a black independent movie. It's got a message like unequivocal like redemption message against incarceration system, and it's called Moses the Black." And they're like, yeah, they're just shitting on this movie. So I want to try to peep
Yeah.
it, and yeah, I hate when I hear these stories, but the shit is real, man.
So like where could we see that? And like where?
Yeah, I don't know. I like I'm trying to find it as well. Like it's just and like this is part of like the problem. Like they're fucking up the distribution of this movie. So I don't know if
Man,
it's
you need a Toronto Black Film Festival, man.
yeah,
Need to screen that out at the Toronto Black Film Fest one time.
that would be so sick. That would be sick. But so yeah, I if they do any screenings here, I'm gonna spread the word. I'll let you know if I see anything or yeah. But yeah, shout
Yeah,
out to
proper.
Moses the Black. Yeah, and like Omar Epps, yo, like classic OG shit. He's the main
Yep,
character.
indeed. Yep, yep. All right. Well, I guess I don't know anything else that's coming up, man. Just keep our eye on the prize.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hieroglyphics concert coming, I think, in March.
Right.
Yeah, I think
I did. I
Hyro's
did.
coming in
Yeah,
March.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know of any other concerts. I don't think anything else has been announced. But but if
Yeah.
so, probably gonna be there.
Yeah. I'm just looking for OVO Fest this summer. It has to go down, and we got to be there. That's all I got to say to that, man.
No doubt, no doubt. I keep wondering what's up with this Iceman rollout. Like, is this man going to drop an album?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like Drake. Like I always said, man. When he's in underdog mode, that's when he comes shining through.
That's right.
And he's very calculating. Probably wait till the Grammys is all done, whatever. Let them have that hype and yada yada yada. Just like he's gonna be like, yo, the summer is mine.
Yeah,
The summer is mine. All
yeah,
right.
always. Yeah, for real. For real, for real. Yeah, speaking of, yeah, Grammys did their thing. Kendrick won. And yeah, just that being said, I thought that the Clips album was better than the Kendrick album, but still
Yeah.
it was a good selection of rap this year. Usually the Grammys select some
Did
kind of weird ass shit.
yeah, but did the Clips get anything?
Yeah, I think they did. Did they win? No, did they? No, I think they might have won. I think they did win for Song of the Year, but the Kendrick won for album. I think that's what happened. I I think Dochi also won for Video of the Year. Um, who else won? Yeah, Mad Skills won for his spoken word album. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think that's
Oh,
what
I've
happened.
seen that Clips got best rap performance.
Okay,
Best rap performance for the song Chains and Whips. I'm like, cool.
yeah.
No, I mean no shit on the shot. I just find it's just interesting, like the title, like Chains and Whips, man. Like they love to like
Mm.
it's like it reminds me of at the Oscars with like Halle Berry and
Really?
Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like we'll give it to you, but we got to slap this like subtitle on it as well. It can't just be for some like straight up like Black Moses or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like they ain't doing that.
No, no, yeah. We
Man,
ain't gonna
so
celebrate that. You guys can celebrate that, but we're not gonna acknowledge it. But like, but if you do some traditional, classic black stereotype stuff, then we'll award.
oh
Yeah,
oh yeah,
It's-
just like that gold card for Nicki Minaj.
yeah. Oh my God, Nicki Minaj. Oh my God, what a clown ass coon. It's just coonery. It really is. Nicki Minaj is embarrassing and has sold out hip hop for to curry favor with the president, and it's whack as fuck. And she didn't even get no immigration papers for it. It's just lame and embarrassing. Embarrassing.
So hold on, when you say immigration papers, like, is she not like an American citizen?
Nicki Minaj is not an American citizen, dog. She is not. Like, she is in America illegally. This is, she does not.
Yo,
Yes, and it's because of the money that she has that they haven't actually gone after her. And like, yeah, like that's it. Like, she doesn't have her papers.
but they could though.
They could that, but
That would,
but this is the thing that's the thing about justice. It's not about if you do a crime; it's if you're punished for it. Like, people get away with crimes every single day of reality. Justice handles some of it, and then some of
yeah.
it does not handle. And people just get away scot free with a variety of things. Like, anybody who knows anything, there's no city in America. The the city with the highest prosecution of murder rate in America is something like 73%. But like more of the cities are around like 30. So that's like 2 out of every 10 murders are solved. 3 out of every 10 people get away with shit all the time. And I'm talking murder. So like other crimes with like less things, like, oh, we're not even gonna, like, if you're not like a broke Mexican on a job that like really is like, and your English is bad, like you're very close to getting deported by ICE. But if you're a millionaire black human being, like famous celebrity, like, yeah, they're like, yeah, you're technically
Yeah.
in the exact same as the Mexican, but we're gonna turn a blind eye to you unless we want you out of here. And like,
Myself,
and,
man.
and, and yeah, Nicki Minaj, they know that she's not a immigrant, but they're like, you're one of the good blacks. You'll like shuck and jive for us, so they're not gonna kick her out. And it's just an embarrassment to hip hop, and she's betrayed a bunch of barbs, because so many barbs were gay and lesbian. There's tons of gay and lesbian Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj,
yeah,
and
yeah,
her siding with fucking Trump and these right wingers. Her
yeah.
fully
It's not good,
anti-gay and
man.
anti-lesbian, anti-trans. All these black people are like, Nikki, you're a fucking sellout. You sold us out. You sold out a bunch of
Yeah,
your fans. She killed her Barb's community on Twitter. Like, I hear she's losing lots of Instagram followers. Just people are like, you are a sellout, and there's no, you can't come back. Like, we will,
wow.
when these people are done using you and you come crawling back to hip hop, like, you're not accepted around. You've betrayed us, and yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing
True
about us.
indeed, man.
It's whack.
All right, well, we'll see what this reality show, where it's gonna go, man. It's wild these days, man.
It is.
It's wild, I tell you, man. It's wild.
It is wild out here, yo. Super wild, super wild, wild times. So yeah, yo, yeah, I guess that's about it, man. I'm happy for you, man. Shout out for your
Yeah.
speaking engagement, man. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man. It's been a long time coming, and just reminded me of the power of voice, and that when you have a gift, man, you got to use it, because there's so many people who don't have, like, who have the desire, but they just haven't crafted or honed into that talent. But going back into like muscle memory, those '90s. I mean, spending hours, man, crafting verses and wanted to come with something special. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, getting back in that zone, man. Getting back in that zone.
Getting back in the zone. Yeah, do it. Do it. Yeah, let's go there. I'm with you, man. I've been writing bars lately too. And yeah, man, it's time to show these fools what hip hop is supposed to be.
That's it, man. It's medicine, man. Medicine.
No doubt. No doubt.
Cool, man. All right. Well, guess you know what? We can sign off like that.
Mm-hmm.
Reminisce show every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time live. I go by Logic, man. I'm here with my brother.
I'm Supreme, living the dream. What up?
Yeah, man.
Yo.
That's how we do it, man.
Shout out Natasha. Sorry, Nadia. Yo.
Oh, we got some comments.
Yes. Yo. Shout out Nadia. Big up. Yo.
Oh, big up. Yes.
Yo, you get it. You already know the flow. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Nadia, come back next week. We'll big you up harder.